Saturday, yay! And we are on day 13, so we have just 2 more days to go, and I'm kind of like going to, in the process of wrapping it up. So as you can see, doesn't take very long to cook a great meal. So today I like to incorporate, like yesterday, James really loved the pork loin that we did, and the broccoli. He said it was the best. The Romanesca was the best that he'd ever eaten. He loved it. So his favorite meal is he loves tacos. So I'm thinking, I'm going to kind of meet him in the middle here. So I put together and made a taco seasoning here that has no sugar and it has no flour. It's gluten-free and it's a little bit, we'll share the recipe with you later, but it's paprika and chili powder, and I put in the everything seasoning. It's got a little cumin, and then I put in extra garlic powder and onion powder, little cayenne, salt, and pepper. So what I'm going to do is take this wonderful turkey meat, ground turkey meat. I'm going to throw it into the pan. I've already put some pan release in here, and I'm going to saute it up. Break it up and let it all saute down. Then I'm going to throw in the spices. Now, sometimes I throw in the spice and I I toast the spices. I'm not doing it this time. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook. So what I've got over here, I heated up my pan with the lines on it, and I put a little spray on there, and I've got some fresh asparagus. So I'm going to roast up some fresh asparagus right along this top. Kind of lighten it up, and I'll just keep turning it, kind of rolling it as we're going along here. I love roasted asparagus, or grilled asparagus. Okay, so I'm going to let that go. This is cooking. I'm going to put this to the side. Now, I wanted to show you what I do with beet greens. When I buy beets, I buy the beet and the beet greens together. And what I like to do is I like to roast the beets, and when they're almost done, I like to then chop up the beet green and add it right to the beets. So you get that sweetness from the beets, and when you're roasting them, they caramelize, they get this nice flavor. And then the tart, kind of the bitter, so it's sweet and bitter when I put the greens in there. Kind of sweet and sour, but I put a little vinegar on there too, and I put a little dill, and I'm going to bring them out for you to see right now. So here are my beets. And they are just perfect. They're just a little soft, but just a little crunchy still. And I put them in an hour ago. I don't even peel them. All I do is wash them. And then I put a little seasoning. I cook them with oil till they're almost tender. Then I take them off to kind of dry it up. Now I'm going to take these beet greens. Kind of chefing on this. Put them right over the top. I don't waste anything. These are, the beet grows in the ground, but the greens are above, and they're bringing in all the vitamins. And the root is taking up the minerals from the ground. There's photosynthesis that happens, and it delivers the energy and the sugar to those beets. And that's what makes them grow. So if it's good for the beets, it's good for you too. So don't get rid of the beet greens. Put them right in. And then I'm going to stir this up. So I have the actual beet greens with the beets. And I've already seasoned this. It's already got a little salt, dill, little balsamic vinegar in there. And now I'm going to put the foil back on. And I'm going to pop this into the oven for about 15 minutes. And you'll see it at the end. Let me get the foil. Now we want to steam it, because if I put it in there without the foil, it's going to evaporate all the liquid. But if I put the foil back on, it's going to hold in all the moisture that's in those beet greens. I'm going to put them back into the oven. Okay. So I've got my turkey going here. I'm just kind of browning it up. I like it to be a little chunky. Now I'm going to take my, oh, these are doing so good. My little asparagus. You know, you don't need to cook with a lot of oil. Everything that grows in the ground has a little bit of its own fat. And it has a little bit of sugar. Any carbohydrate does. So I like to caramelize. You know, you put a little oil. I'm going to turn this down real low now and let it just finish off. I'm going to spray a little bit of olive oil on the top. Ooh, this is going to be excellent. Hit it with a little salt. And this is almost done. In fact, I'm going to turn it off and just let the heat in the pan keep cooking it. And I've got the lid off of this pan on the taco meat. And you can see all the water from the meat is evaporating. And there really isn't any fat here, just a little juice. This is the dark meat of the turkey. I don't like the white meat, it's too dry. And it just doesn't have a lot of flavor. Okay, so I've got this pretty much put down. Now, when I put the seasoning on there, I'm going to put a lid on it just to kind of finish it off. In fact, what I'm going to do, I am going to take the meat out because it's just about 90% done. And I am going to toast the spices because I think it'll give it a nice flavor. So, took the meat out, on the side now. I'm going to use a little olive oil. And then I'm going to take 2 tablespoons, because I've got 2 pounds here. I use about a tablespoon for each pound. Okay. And I'm going to toast it. Let it toast right up. Put my meat back here. Wash off my little cutting board. So I'm going to show you how I do corn on the cob. It is a drag to try to get the husk off. So if you take your corn on the cob and you roll it in a paper towel, Ooh, this is toasting up. I smell it. It smells so good. Roll it in a paper towel and stick it in the microwave. So since I have two of them, I'm going to do 6 minutes. Okay. So this is toasted up real nice. Yes, I like it. So now I'm going to add my turkey meat. So I've toasted those herbs and spices. A little fresh oregano. I have some fresh oregano in here too. A little bit of cayenne, not much. Just, you can add a little bit more cayenne. It'll give it a little heat if you like it spicier. You can also add some fresh tomatoes to this if you want it to be more tomatoey. That would be real nice too. Experiment and see what you like. If you were to make chili, just add a little more seasoning, put a can of crushed tomatoes, add a couple cans of beans to this, and that'll make your protein go further. James, when he eats a taco, he puts this taco meat in. Half of it's taco meat, the other half is beans. Okay, so I think we're real good here. I'm gonna add just a little water. I'm gonna let this kind of steam up. I'm gonna put a lid on it. Hopefully my family likes this. We'll see. This is something I can eat too, because it has no sugar in it, but it's got a nice spicy flavor to it. Okay. I'm going to set that to the side with the lid. Okay, and you can see my asparagus is all done. So I'm going to pull my asparagus off. Just yum, yum, yum. So I was walking with my girlfriends today, and so here's our asparagus and our taco meat. This I'm going to set to the side. So I saved one of the beets. I'm going to get back to walking with my girlfriends. So I saved one of the beets. This is a fresh beet, and I'm going to grate it. I could do it in there. So I'm going to take and grate this beet because I like grated beets in my salad. I saw this like years ago on the salad bar at Whole Foods, beets, and I thought, oh my gosh, what a great idea. Except they were kind of dry. These are kind of, because it's fresh, this beet is fresh. I'll show you this in a minute. Look at that. It is so wonderful on a salad. So that's what it kind of looks like. And I'm going to put 2 ounces of that on my salad today. And I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to now look at my corn. I think that's almost done. But I wanted to talk to you about having a partner. So I'm walking with my girlfriends today, and I have been told from my, at my age and stuff, you should be out there, you should be walking and exercising. Getting me to the gym is really hard to do. When my girlfriends and I would go together, somebody picked me up, I would go. And I learned from in my group, and I'm in a group and we all support each other around our food. And we kind of all eat the same, and we support each other. And when I feel like eating a candy bar or going off the reservation, I have people that I can talk to that are going to support me. Now, if I call my mother's going to tell me, oh, Cindy, just eat in moderation. Honey, why don't you have a little piece of cheesecake? You need to have cheesecake once in a while. You need to have a glass of wine. You need to live in moderation. After all these years, it's taken my mother years to go, you know, you're right. Everybody should be eating like you, but it's taken a long time. But in the beginning, when I was trying to move through this, I had to be around people that would support me. So you're working with Rose now, and she's got people that are all working together, and you guys are supporting each other for health. Being around like-minded people. You know, they say if you hang around the barbershop too long, you're going to get a haircut. Well, if you hang around the bakery too long, or if you're too much in the kitchen, if you're baking cookies and cooking for other people, it's only going to be a few minutes before you're in it yourself. So I know that for me, and it was really hard not to bake cookies for my grandkids and not to be a food pusher. And I'm working through that. So cooking these things, it's not that I don't, they can't eat it around me. It's just that I don't need to have my hands in it, because eventually, if I got my hands in it, I'm going to eat. That's my experience. Once in a great while, I might make cookies with my grandkids. But even that, I'm rethinking. And they look, my grandson will say to me, if it's not good for you, why are you giving it to me? And it's like, you know, he's right. I have to practice what I preach. So my girlfriends this morning, as we're walking, they're helping me get out. You know, we text each other, and they live down the street. Where are we going to meet to go for a walk? So 2 or 3 days a week we go for a walk. But what I found is somebody, you know, went to visit their daughter, so she didn't show up. And I didn't feel motivated because I didn't want to go by myself. And I thought, wow, you know, if somebody doesn't come with me, because I kind of like that community. So I thought, what can I do? So I have a friend that lives over in San Francisco, and I was telling her, I said, I got to go out. I'm going to give her a call because I'm going to go out. And I thought, I'm not really walking alone if I'm talking to someone. So I told her what I thought. I said, you know, thanks for going on a walk with me. Even though she wasn't physically there, she was on the phone with me. She said, Cindy, what a great idea. She said, I do the same thing. I don't want to go out to take the walk because I don't have anybody to do it with. So the importance of having a community, people that support you. I'm walking now with, like, you know, if my girlfriends don't go, I got 3 or 4 people that I call up and go, I'm walking. You walking with me? And they go, you know, I'm going to grab my cell phone. I'm going to go out, so that I can let them know if I can't physically have someone walk with me, I have somebody that's walking maybe in Marin or Atlanta or New York, or it could be anywhere, that we're walking and talking. And pretty soon I did my whole 3 to 4 miles that I walk in the morning, and I wasn't alone. But if I would have had to go out by myself, I would have felt really lonely, like, who am I going to talk to? And I really don't want to do this. So I really want to encourage you that a person doesn't have to physically be there with you to be your support. Just like this group that you're in, I don't have to physically be there or to be cooking with you to support you to eat healthy. And I know that these shows we're recording, and if you want to be inspired and you want to be cooking something, pull one up that we did from last week, and I'll be with you. And then you'll be with me, because when I see your faces up on the little box, I see who's there. It makes me feel like I'm not alone either. So having a support group, like-minded people, people that will support you for your best self, is the best thing you can do. So the corn just finished. I'm going to grab it. Woo, this is hot. So you may already know about this trick, but I learned this because I love to eat corn. I used to love to eat corn. I don't eat corn anymore, but Rose and James do. So I am going to show you what I do. So I'm going to take my towel. I'm going to take the end of this corn here, and I'm going to take my, you know, I love my favorite knife. I'm going to saw off the end. Okay, so I lost that part. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to squeeze it, and out comes my corn, completely And all of this is left in the corn. I'm going to do it one more time for you to see. You saw it off. And you take awesome. And you squeeze it. Is that awesome? Mm-hmm. Those little hairs are so annoying. No hairs. No hairs. Is that like so cool? So cool. So cool. And then you don't make a big mess because then you just throw this away. Wow. Okay, is that like super cool? Okay, I'm going to put this to the side. So I'm going to move that over. I will always be here for you. Just put up the video and I will give you, and then I see you. We're giving to each other, whether it be on the phone, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be in a Zoom meeting with Rose. We're always here for each other, and we have to keep reminding each other that we're here for each other. Get a buddy that you walk with. They may not physically be there, but they're there. Get somebody that you're cooking and going back and forth and sharing these wonderful ideas with. Last night I was watching Bill Maher, and they had a nutritionist on at the end of his show. And he said the number one thing we can do to protect ourselves against the corona, just not the coronavirus, there's going to be viruses and things that are going to be coming all the time. We don't know what next year holds for us. He said, but in this country, only 12% of the adults take good care of themselves. He said, if you just ate well and exercised and kept your body at the right weight, when these influences or viruses come through, your immune system will be able, it's not that you're not going to get it, it's not going to knock you out. And if you are a person that has any metabolic syndrome at all, and he said only 12% of the United States, that's why we have the highest rate of infection in the United States, is because people, they don't exercise enough, they don't eat well, we're eating all of this plastic food, and our bodies are not in good shape to be able to handle what the environment has to bring. Now, I feel like I'm doing my part. I am eating well, I exercise, I wear my mask when I go out, and I am not afraid to go out into the world. I feel like I'm doing my part. And I wish that for you too. It only takes 3 weeks for your immune system to begin to build itself from eating like what I've shown you. So every time you think about, oh, you know, I'm just going to eat that cake, or I'm going to sleep in today, I'm going to stay up late, I don't really need to do that. Think about the freedom that you have to go out in the world. I'm not afraid. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't wear a mask, or I'd be in a large crowd, or I'd be hugging people. But I am not afraid that if I got it, that it would knock me out. Because I feel like I'm one of the 12% that takes really good care of themselves. So I'm showing you how I do it. I pray that you do it too. And it only takes 3 weeks to begin to change your metabolism. I'm going to get out the beets and the greens. Woohoo! I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to have to hold this up. So you can see the beets in there with the greens on top. Oh my gosh. The sweetness with those greens. So delicious. So delicious. So eat your beets, eat the greens, grate up beets, put them in your salad, put veggies, use spices, try to get away from that sugar and processed food as much as you can. In fact, there's no reason to do it. Look what we've been doing for 13 days. So this is what we make today. We have our asparagus, our corn, our beets, and our wonderful taco. I think you can see everything. Our wonderful taco. So thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.